What up, guys? My name is Tony Martinez, and today I want to tell you about self-reflection. Self-reflection is so important, and it's really simple. If you ask me what I think and what I believe self-reflection is, it's simply taking time for yourself and checking in with yourself internally. And this means checking in how you feel, checking in what you think, checking in what's going on around you. And it's really having this deep relationship with your conscience and this deep relationship with yourself. That way you're able to, what self-reflection does is center yourself. And centering yourself is so incredibly important in this day and age in 2018. And you know this, I know this, a lot of people know this, but if you don't, somehow, there are millions of things trying to take your attention away from you. Whippity dippity do. If this is new news to you, then you need a reality check. There are millions of things bombarding you with information in attempt to steal your attention, to gain your attention, and to get some reaction out of you. And if that reaction is acting and engaging, or ultimately, if you ask me, the number one most important thing for a lot of the attempts being made for your attention, the most important thing they care about is for you to spend your money on that thing, if you know what I mean. And that's those are billboards, in front of you on the highway. Those are advertisements as you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, or that pop up every third or fourth Snapchat person you swipe past. Those things are attempting to steal your attention. So it's incredibly important to check in with yourself and say, hey, what am I feeling? What's going on in my life right now? Because it allows you, putting that into practice, doing that and practicing that daily, multiple times a day, it centers yourself with your mind, physically, your body, your soul. It's more than just having a conversation. It's becoming aware of what's going on around you. We're given feedback. Our self-worth and our perception of ourself is incredibly dependent based off of the feedback we receive. And that feedback can be deep and meaningful, or that feedback can be worthless. And if you ask me, deep and meaningful feedback is feedback from family members and friends, and from people who care about you, and from people who are looking out for your well-being, and people who are there for you, and people who give you their time. Feedback that means nothing, that's worthless, is feedback from people on your social media. And that's a lot of that feedback is for some reason weighed in way more for a lot of us in 2018. And our perception of ourselves, our perception of self-worth is completely filtered through how many likes or comments we get on something. And in a sense, a good friend or family member can comment how beautiful you look and can like your like one of your posts, but we're now very deep in this new social interaction where we now give this false sense of ourselves. We give value to the feedback that's given to us online, and we give it way more weight than it needs to have. We give it way too much weight. And this feedback can, if it's positive feedback, cool, but if it's negative feedback, it ruins some of our lives. It can ruin our days. It can cause people to become depressed. It can cause people to have little self-worth and a low sense of self. And that's why it's incredibly important to check in and to self-reflect every day and ask yourself, whose opinion really matters? Whose opinion of who I am is actually accurate? Someone who only sees your life through, your social media posts, they don't know what's going on, depending on how honest you are. but they, usually, normally, they don't know what's going on in your life. So self-reflection is so incredibly important because it helps you realize, one, what you care about, what you feel when you're feeling it, what you're thinking about when you're thinking about, and it just helps you answer the questions that are going on in your mind. Self-reflection is a huge key to self-discipline, and self-discipline is the number one thing standing in the way of your desired dreams, your desired life. Think about it, like everything you desire, the only thing that's in the way is self-discipline. And self-discipline is as simple as, your physical desires. You want to be ripped. You want to be healthy and fit. Self-discipline in your physical health means declining a piece of pie when your Aunt Nancy offers it to you. It means getting up hecka early and exercising way longer than you're used to. That's self-discipline, and doing it regularly, daily, being disciplined, and not allowing distractions and things that pop up, because everything has, there's a lot of things that pop up. Not allowing those things that pop up get in the way. Self-discipline is so incredibly important to achieving the things you want. Do you want to be smarter? You want way more knowledge? You want to boost your intelligence? Discipline yourself to read more. Discipline yourself to listen to wiser human beings, to older human beings, those who have experienced more. You want to become more intelligent? You need to travel more. You need to experience the world through your eyes, because there's only really so much you can learn through others. You can learn from others' mistakes. Mistakes is the number one way you're going to learn things. You can learn from other people's mistakes, yes, but sometimes you got to make your own. Sometimes you need to experience failure personally in order to really get it into your head. But this number one thing is self-reflection in order to achieve self-discipline. And self-discipline is, if you want a better health, you want to be healthier physically, you need to discipline your diet, discipline your exercise, do it regularly and normally. You want to be smarter, you need to read more, you need to listen to smart people. You want to be wealthier, you want to be richer. It's very simple. You need to learn the language of money. And this is as simple as disciplining your spending habits, creating a monthly budget, a yearly budget, and knowing where your money's coming in and knowing where it's going out, and limiting the ways it goes out and increasing and maximizing the ways it comes in. It's honestly, it's really simple. A lot of people don't know that a lot of the issues that we deal with are easily solvable. Easily solvable, yeah. They're solvable and they're easy. It just takes self-discipline. You want healthier relationships? Discipline yourself to interact with people. Oh, number one thing to healthy relationships. This is my tip. A lot of people will tell you about this tip, but number one thing you want to realize, if you want healthy relationships, a relationship is built off of giving and taking, yes. But if you want to be the proactive one in the relationship, it means, one, getting that person in front of you face to face. If you can't do so, whatever. But nothing's more powerful than a face-to-face conversation. And then once you get them there, that number one tip is listening and asking questions and really, really caring about the answers, being genuine. If you don't genuinely care about someone, what's with the relationship? If you don't genuinely care about someone, one, what's wrong with you? We should care about all human beings. We're all battling the same challenges. We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to, achieve. So love everyone, but if you don't, get out of that relationship. And it's really simple. Just listen to them and genuinely care about them. And it's being self-disciplined. is huge. If you care about someone, you need to discipline yourself to check in with them and to keep asking how they're doing, how their struggles are doing. Remember the things that are going on in their life. I mean, a lot of this is really simple. I mean, I don't have too much more time to go on about this, but it's just self-reflection and self-discipline. They go hand in hand. And if you want to achieve things in life, you need to really get self-reflection down in order to get self-discipline down. So take 10 minutes out of your morning, 10 minutes out of your afternoon, and maybe 15 minutes out of your evening, and check in with yourself and ask yourself, hey, Tony, what's going on today? Because when you do that, it's, things start popping up that you weren't really thinking about earlier, and you'll be able to solve them then. And it's very important that you do. So I hope this kind of helped you out. I'm so freaking relaxed right now. I don't know what's behind me. That was so stupid. Obviously it's a fire pit, but what I meant was I've never been here. So this is a new experience for me. And I hear a hawk in the background too. Either way, I have to go. So I hope any of this really, I hope any of this meant anything to anyone. Peace.